See if this all works. Yep. Right, we are live again with Slipways again. Alright, it's been an update, so I wanted to try out the new version a bit. There's going to be some, I believe there's going to be a lot of bug fixes and quality of life changes. Although the interface is going to be a little bit different. I mean, alright. There's also achievements, so we just got 5 of them. Right, okay. Fine, right. Ah, look, we can also see all the changes on the difficulty level. Apparently, forgiving them made it a little easier. Plant distribution, tricky, unfavorable, favorable, very, very favorable. Sure. And, you know, we can also say this is going to be some in-game statistics. So, you know, you can see all the previous runs. That's kind of neat. I mean, I've got myself the spreadsheet still, which I think is still worth keeping up with, so I can keep track of my own runs, because I want to do some statistics on things, just to see what the various races and techs give me. Although, you know, this might give me some ideas at the very least, so I'll take a look at it. So it also keeps track of, you know, the various sources of points, right? So missions slash things, but I don't think I want to really record that as well. Keeps track of, you know, the amount of planets or empire size or whatever, depending on what focus we've got. Today we've got population focus again. And here's the sector. It's no longer up here, it's now down here. It was always down there, I can't remember. Anyway, let's accept this sector and roll some random races and perks. So we've got joint factories. This actually is important, right? So that people can select the same things that I do, which is a factory that can produce both chips and robots at the same time. I believe those got increased to maximum 6 production, which is kind of really nice. And explorers, which gives us some extra money to spend on those joint factories, because they are more expensive. I believe they cost 12. The races we're going to play with are the Silvered Inventory as well as the Bakar. Bakar have, let's see, replicating nanites on offer as well as void synthesis. Should maybe make sure that we know. Yeah. Oh, I'll fix that up later. Let's see, what other texts do we have that are interesting? Really stand out in this. I mean, the teleporters here, right? There's also skill download here, which works very well with joint factories. Culture also works very well with it, but we don't have any. We don't have manufactured luxury, which that doesn't really work well with it, does it? Because you can't send luxury to a Forge World. The idea of, you know, culture working very well with these is that you can send other things in ore into it to make it upgrade. But right now you would need to send in 3 ore to make the 6 things. And or energy, right? There are fusion plants available. And energy can also work with it, making everything work. Well, anyway, go ahead and start. Let's also refresh the stream manager. That took a while. Okay. What are the available options? Deep drilling, freeze resistant, solar first. Freeze resistant can be quite nice. Giving us the necessary water for, say, plasma containment later. And or drill bots, but I don't see those, so we won't ever have those. Because Bakar can't have science ruins, if I remember that correctly. This is sort of like an empty starting zone. I'm noticing there's like not that many signals over in this south area. There's some over here. This would be a good one, I think, to start off with. It's like 5. Yeah, we got 3. There's our first ice ball already, right? So, you know, that's already like 1 point for freeze resistant bolts. As long as you can get enough ice balls, then I would definitely be interested in taking them. There's a ruin here, which can give us some science. Oh, this isn't really an ideal composition of planets, right? Also, we can now see what the different options are. We hover over a planet at a glance, which is quite, you know, it's kind of neat. Also, you know, if we click, right, it no longer removes these sorts of things. We really need to click on the planet to actually remove any indicator we put in to, you know, remember what we are intending to build anywhere. For example, what we could do is we could do a scrapping operation into multi-purpose, into all goods from robots, right? Because we'd use both at the same time. Or we could do goods from chips and, you know, we'd have to make another connection. But we would be using another ore as well. Problem with this whole setup, of course, is that, you know, this crosses the slipways and we don't have any plans to make food, so this might end up not working. It kind of depends. The ideal situation would be to find either a swamp or a jungle in this area over here, which would allow me to use this robot creating planet as a source of robots for said farm. I would have to find another source of ore, though, to upgrade it, because only if it's level 3 will it actually produce extra stuff. This is the hard part about multi-purpose factories. It's quite hard to get them to make more than 2 things, but once you do, it does become a lot easier to have them make 6 things, because you need 2 ore inputs and you need to use both the chip and the robot to make that happen, which is quite a steep requirement. Although it's not that much cheaper, that much more than any other planet. It's just particularly tricky to do because of the ways other planets work. Alright, so this already sort of like helps us, right, make this decision. There's now a 2-way trade for ore available. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more scan, because I want to know whether or not we can, say, make some robot to make some food. This would be one way to do things. I mean, it's good because there's going to be water available in like 2 different places as well, right? But it's not good in the sense that, you know, this food planet, I mean, it might find another use, right? It won't ever get a chip a chip easily, will it? No, we don't have the tech to make chips everywhere. Although, you know, I could switch this around, right? Not give you goods. And make goods here and make the chip here, and then with a long connection, you might be able to do this. We do have a way to make long connections. And, you know, making a robot here will allow this freeze resistant bot to also work. Although I'm not really sure how we're going to use the water. I don't think starting out over here is a good idea, though. Don't know which ones, though. I mean, making the ore at the start could be, you know, that's the way to make the most money. But the Bakar might give us a mission to do so anyway. So I might want to start with these. These have low upkeeps. And these have a very high upkeep. So, you know, we're not throwing away 4 credits by not taking the scrapping operation. More like, I believe this gives us 6 credits income. And we have 4 maintenance, so we get 2. And if I take these 2, we get 3. So it's only 1 credit difference because of the cheaper maintenance. Colonize 100 planets. Yeah, we get these. We get lots of achievements, of course, because build total of 600 connections. Yeah, basically, right. We'll get lots of achievements because I've already played this game so much that I'll probably get most of them done just by playing a single run. Alright, so I think I'll reveal maybe this area. Right, there you go, the Sunfall Ruin. Oof, it's a bit laggy. Something else that I need to know about? Look at clothes. Oh, not really. That might just be the new patch, I guess. Alright, yeah, this is what I was thinking about. That maybe we can make robots and chips, or robots and ore. Robots or chips and ore to satisfy these two. By not making them in the first year, we can do them in the second year to satisfy some missions. Scrapping operation, or I think I'll start with the scrapping operation. That makes the most money, I would imagine. You get a two-way trade. We get to use the humans as well, and then that should lead to a satisfied combination of worlds. Right, let's check this out. Right, we can get ore and chips or more robots out of this. Robots could be a good thing to get. We might be able to build a robot lab in here. So the idea would be to build it, right, squeeze it in here somehow. Oh, that might end up being a little tricky. Oh, we might not be able to fit it. Is that like a pixel? Really now? We'll be able to fit it like this, right? But that's not what I want. I want to get access to both the ruin, the planet, and the... Oh, that's... This planet's too fat. In the way. Like, I want to get access to the ruin, the remnant, and the colony. This is like find the pixel. I don't believe a pixel exists. As you can see, like this is how far down we need to go, and it's like 1 pixel off. But there you go. It's not going to happen. That's a shame. So there's no early lab really in the cards. Maybe this robot then isn't all that good. It also costs 30, right? Might not want to do it because of that reason as well. I might want to check if we can't find like some way of making more ore somewhere. Either here or one of these. There's one over here, but it's kind of not in range of any of the plants that we've got discovered. Oh, there's one over here. This one's good, I think. I would be able to make ore here, and we would be able to make goods as well. I think this one's okay. Do I want to scan one more time so we're in January? Because this does have 2 upkeep. We only have 45 money. We're not making a whole lot. Scanning also makes us money because of what's the thing? This one, explorers. All right. Connect that to make the Bakar happy. And then, I mean, it's fairly easy to complete the mission. I think I want to make chips here, no matter what, because of this thing wanting to make goods. So, I think we'll just go ahead and connect to both of them. We'll have exactly enough time to do it this year. Making a water will increase this thing's production by 1, because it upgrades. So yeah, that gets us task completions. And now we have new tasks available. Get Forgeworlds successful and ore producing plants successful. If we had the water for it, it would be lovely, but this water is on the wrong side, right? If we had some infraway or something from this, which I don't think we have. We do could unlock microforges. That would be interesting. I'm getting a lab studying biomatter. I mean, there is some But it's going to be hard to get food if I wanted to do it this way, right? We would... though this one gets food, but like we would want some kind of food production up here then. We have the water, we have the food, we have the biomatter. We could do that task actually. Establishing a lab studying biomatter, getting to 2 science. We don't have any of the science tech, so we would want to build quite a few labs. But I don't think a 2 science lab is all that, you know, super effective. If we only have plans for 2 science, it's kind of disappointing, really. There's really no way to make more biomatter here, is there? If there was, it would be okay. Let's have a look at these 3 before I decide. Yeah, this is just more robots and things. Don't get me wrong, that's okay, but it's not the best of ideas to go with. 2 more Forgeworlds is successful. Like, how would I... Like, the problem is that Forgeworlds is successful, I think, is fairly doable, but the problem here is the... that's out of range. It's always going to be out of range, I think. The problem is going to be getting ore-producing plants successful. So we don't have sources of water for them. That's what they want to become successful. So this one I'm going to take anyway. Maybe we do get the science mission. As you know, this is nice for the 60 credits, but like, how do we... I don't see a good way of making them. We could scout some more, but I'd like to actually build lots of things this year so that we can get past 8. Because we're at the start of the year and we're at 7. And we're not going to spend the whole year scanning with just 27 income. That seems not a smart move. Well, this will make some money. We'll go and do this, sort of the middle of the road sort of solution. The Forgeworlds should definitely be possible. So we could do this, for example, to make goods. Although, yeah, maybe I want to consume this ore, I'm not sure. That's the hard part, isn't it? Let me go with the cheap planets first. This should be doable. I'm not sure I want to make that connection. I would also really need to know, before I do this, that keeps track of undos. I want to colonize this no matter what I do, so this is a good idea, so we can scan here a little more efficiently. Is that going to be a good source of food for us? The thing is, this is going to need a source of food if we're going to colonize it. And I don't see a good way to do that. Oh, freeze-resistant bolts will do it, right? That allows you to make food and ice balls as well from biomatter, which is here. Just going to also need a robot, which we don't yet have a plan for. I'm going to go ahead and make this two-way trade happen, though. We have somewhat less income, but not super reduced. This costs 12, though. Yeah, we can make the 12 for it. I do want to make that connection happen. And then, you know, I can send an extra human in here. I do want to send in the extra humans so we can get 6 imports and exports, so we can actually get it to Prosperous at some point. But the issue here is if I wanted to build a lab, I should build it now. I think we can afford to. We have all these asteroids to make us quite a bit of money. There's 18 over here, and then all I have to do, really, if I want to make... hold on. Maybe the solution is in this area. There's a small biomatter, then, you know, then that works even better. There is. Well, I think we're not going with this plan then. We're sort of leaving it for later, so when we actually get the ability to make robots there. Because there's, like, you know, this option. Oh, that's out of range, but we might be able to make it in range. This ice ball will make food as well. And that will make food for you as well, I suppose. Like, the idea would be to use this one as well to make research. And then, you know, I might want to not connect all the way here because it's so far away. kind of tricky, isn't it? Like, what about making goods? I'm gonna get both inputs. I want to make those first before I commit to a lab. So we get to the end of the year before we build the lab, basically. Saving us a little bit of money. There's your... Get 40 income like this. I would use up, you know, the both of these. And get to get a successful plant in there as well. And then, I mean, I guess... We don't build this yet? We build this first. And then I want to know what's below here, because that might be a way to make food that involves the plants down here. Doesn't look like it, but we do have a source of goods. I don't know if this will reach. It won't. Well, this might be a source of goods for the both of these. Oh, that's neat. And yeah, I guess we're going to have to sort of... What would be the best place for it? If we're going to make a food connection for you, that's the thing. It's going to be this connection. So that's going to sort of cut things off a bit. If we're going to make a goods connection, it's going to be that connection, which is going to cut it off on the other side. So, like, how? I would really like a different connection for you, basically. There's a point we're trying to make. I mean, this one could still be it. I guess we'll have a look. Is that... Does that change anything? There's another Earth-like. It's obstructed, which is unfortunate. And if we can find more colonies, then it certainly does, but for now it really does not to a huge extent. I might also just sort of build this connection later. I mean, we do get teleporters at some point, so that will work. It'll be extremely expensive for such a short distance, but the other alternative is to build it like in this sort of area over here in the center, which is quite cheap. Produces 3 science, maybe 5 even, if I were to like sort of like get it all in this way. But then, how am I going to get food? It's going to not have food for forever, essentially. We don't even have like something food processors, which could, you know, that could sort of fix things by putting a food processor in here. So those aren't available. There's this connection, but that cuts off the biomatter, so we'd have to put the lab on the bottom. I think we're forced to put the lab on the bottom. If I... we can't even... That's annoying. We can't even get that other Earth-like. Right, this one. So I'd love to have... I guess we just do it. But the food, right? Maybe find an infra way of and then fix it that way. Would be rather expensive though. I should have built a Gaia world here, to be honest. Then we would have. But I can't undo because I scanned, right? If I made a Gaia world here, we could potentially have the science we need and wouldn't have to deal with the problems. Now, what I really maybe want is this then, and then food here. Like we could. Like the thing is, how can I then get a human? Right, what if we cut off the human? Or we cut this one off. Just be like, yeah, sure, right? We wouldn't bother with you. Then, I mean, there's also the option of making food here, I suppose, right then? Then this makes the other biomatter. Which can then lead to food over here as well, right, for this one. And you get 2 biomatter, 2 humans. This one maybe even in as well. Oh, this one's going to be food then, right? What do we do this? Food from here. The necessary robots could come from here. As well as a chip. And then, you know, the necessary ore could come from there. Then you'd get both. You don't have to build any connections in between. You can get enough biomatter as well. I think I like this idea more than the previous. 12, 13, 14. We want to get to about 15 plants doing this, so I'm going to start with this, I think. And then, I mean, I guess we do this one next. Like this sort of. And then that will make you successful as well. And it will require biomatter, I mean, you know. Not really what I want to do though, so, you know. Oh, that might be in the way actually. Oh, is it? Oh, it's not, that's nice, okay. Oh, that could have been bad. Well, anyway, let's get the bacteria breeding. So now, I would like to get my laboratory. Alright, we got the inventory task. I think I'll get one more point as well. And now we can get freeze resistant bots if I want to. Or deep drilling if I want to. Although deep drilling only works for mineral plants, so we only have one of those, so that makes very little money and very little sense. We have solar farms as well, which we could use on arids and deserts. The only arid that is available is this one, and it doesn't have nearby chips for it. So it doesn't seem like we would be able to use a solar farm anywhere. Also this area with lots of plants available, may want to see what's over here before we expand any further. Anyway, I think I'll go ahead and explore the ruin first. We'll get the tack one we needed, right? It's no rush to get any of these. Some mineralized, which you could use to make loads of ore everywhere. And turn everything into ore worlds, which that could be doable. I do like myself the idea of flexible fabrication for these. I'll make 3 different things. If we get energy as well, then we would be able to make 2 goods, 4 chips and 4 robots in one Forge World, as well as 3 luxury. We'd be able to have a Forge World with 13 production. Which is kind of insane if you think about it. 13 production, that's kind of very large amounts of production. That's a possibility for the later game. Right, well, so this is actually costing me money. We can also see how much money things are making, right? Now there's also these, we can like show income. Because that's kind of neat, right? We can see what's making money, what's losing money. Obviously the science is costing us money. This one is making us 12 because 3 of the humans are being used. We don't have any prosperous plants, so there's nothing that is making 5 per good yet. "13 production. Well, the way you would do it is you would have this, and it makes 6 things, right? If you then use flexible fabrication on it, it now makes 7 things by making a good. If you then also get manufactured luxury, you would make 9 things, because it would make 2 luxury. And then, you know, it's making 4 different things, right? Luxury, chips, bots, and goods. So if you use energy-driven industry, which is the follow-up for solar superconductors, then we can increase by 1 unit of each product, which is 4 different products, so it's going to make 4 extra things. So you can make 13 things in one plant. Making it quite the money maker. It's going to be, of course, difficult to connect those things to everything, but and we would need 3 ore inputs. So, you know, things like solar superconductors, mineral seeding, and geothermals as well might be needed. Geothermals might be the one I want, actually. Over solar, or maybe both. There's lots of lava plants everywhere, is the thing. Are they near Forge Worlds? Like this, especially this one. I would want 1 more. If there was one other one, then it might be a good idea. Also, I believe geothermals, if upgraded, want a chip and then a bot. Same with solar farms, so you know that makes it an amazing two-way trade with these. Although I think we're going to go ahead and scout some though. Because the hard part is going to be, how do I get this other production right? I would somehow need a chip to get it started, which I've already sent in here. If I could get a chip here, then that would be amazing. Let's go ahead and look over here as well. You can make signs here. I'll get a habitat. How good's a habitat? We can use the habitat to make some science. Though a good habitat would be one that also uses goods, which is be this one here. But then there's no food available for it. Habitat's a good idea too. I can't make this connection because it's like slightly too long, right? This wave augmentation for that. But you know, then we'd be having a problem that we trying to get too many different attacks at the same time. Let's see, are there many tier 2s we might want? I mean, dimensional anchoring's neat, but not necessarily. There's not many tier 2s we want. Probably might want economic zones. Although, there's not many locations for it, is there? Not really. This is going to be neat, but it's not going to be the thing I want most of the time. I wish I had more ways to use solar, right? Then I would get it. I'm not so sure about either, but you know, getting all three is maybe a bit much. If we can't use the freeze-resistant bots well, then there's not much of a point. We can use it to make water, but it's out of range. Yeah, there's also one here. I wanted to scout in this area, so let's go and have a look. The ideal thing to do would be to get to October so we don't get a 16 income hit for next year. I'm sort of spending this year scanning. Like, there's a desert here, right? That actually makes solar superconductors a bit better. As long as we can somehow get the necessary ore inputs for it, which doesn't seem likely. The hard part is that second ore. I mean, this could be it, right? This 4-bear ruin could give us a second ore. Or alternatively, we could do this. And then, can this connection be? It can. Well, that might be the way we do things, actually. I think that's actually really nice if I do that. So the idea would be to make a multi-purpose factory, to send in the resources to make this energy world work, and to send that back to both multi-purpose factories, upgrading the both of them, getting us 3 successful worlds and quite a nice amount of income. So yeah, that might be the plan. I can't, of course, pin it yet because we don't have the tech. I mean, I could just research it. I think I'm going to do it. Solar superconductors, right? And then we'd be building an energy here and connecting it in there. We're only 3. This connection is more expensive, but it's worth it. Alright, 2 more scans. Or maybe like an asteroid consumption or something, right? Maybe this one over here. It'll take a while before we get there. And then I really don't want to pay that 16 right now. We don't have quite the money to be able to do that. Alright, I think we'll start now. This gives us the most possible time to claw our way back regarding income. And then, you know, it would be this idea. I mean, yeah, right? Like that. That just made 12 income. It's making 16. It's quite the valuable planet. And then, of course, like, you know, the ideal thing would be, I guess, some water in there so we can make some... Although, because we sent in energy, we can't... Might want to wait with sending energy Maybe we find some ore. And that would be really unfortunate. Yeah, look, see? It would be really unfortunate if I had to abandon that idea. There is energy here, so it should be possible to give you a connection. Otherwise, we could maybe do ore here. And then a freezer resistant bot to get water into both sides. Does that seem good, right? We'll colonize this as well. We still have enough time to make the amazing connections work, but now we get both ore and energy accepted there. Also, we get 2 Forgeworlds successful this way and completed task. That counts for something too. Making 7 robots. Getting 2 ore producing plants is successful. We got a plan for 1. Oh, not necessarily right, but maybe. I mean, that's obstructed, unfortunately. Like, I would love to make a farm work. Although we could make this farm work. And then, yeah, the ships are going to be a problem now. More Forgeworlds, right? Also, this farm's never going to be very good, though, if I make it. So, right, probably this has to be a colony. I'd love to know if we could somehow make more Forgeworlds work. 7 robots is quite a few robots. Although, you know, this whole setup we're working with does desire to make lots of robots. Like, you know, we could build this into an energy world as well and send it both ways, and then, you know, that sort of fixes this area up. We wouldn't have to worry about this one. It's just 4 happiness, so, you know, we can wait. Do we want the freeze resistant bots is the main question, right? I think I do for this one. It's just a 1, but yeah, it's okay. I like all these cheap techs, though. We won't have to get lots of science to make, you know, the whole combo thing work. Although the late game will probably want some more. Right now, though, I should focus on getting some more income, because it's only at 40, and it's not that much. Take the freeze resistant bots, because, you know, we don't have a mission to do research. Remnants is successful. How many do we have? There's 1. There's one count double. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll count for 2 missions at the same time, as long as we can get another ore output. Should not be super hard. I mean, we can always lab it. So yeah, there it is. In fact, this is quite excellent because we can use this stuff to make... Also, another neat combo we can have is geothermals plus mineral seeding allows us to turn ice ball, desert, and lava worlds. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have done solar. This is such a good thing to do. I think it's fine. It's a bit of a waste because basically what we can now do is these 2 together can be used to turn everything into mineral worlds. Ice balls, deserts, and lavas can all be turned into minerals. Maybe we don't need this then. But it's going to take more time. It's fine. We get these cheap techs to sort of bump us quicker into the bottom of the tech tree, we'll say. These 2 are not going to be that useful for much longer. The thing is, these 2 together can be used to turn everything, right? Ice balls, mineral worlds, everything can be turned to energy. And then, you know, that can then be turned into making Forgeworlds produce stupid amounts of things. Which, you know, that's a strategy. Is it a good strategy? We'll find out. What do I want to settle, or do I want to use one of these right now? So there's still some stuff available here as well. Robots or... I could build science. We'd only ever get 1, but it's costing 20. But what else would I do with this human, right? I mean, you could send it here, but... you can make a chip and then make it energy. It's that doesn't seem too amazing. Habitat, though. Habitat can also be used to make science like permanently over here, and it's cheaper. Although we do have to pay for the slipways, and we do have to pay for slipway cost increases later. It's like either or, right? Also, habitat costs more time, right? I think we'll do this one. Also, you know, this makes 4 income and this costs 3, so it ends up making us 1 money, so no cost there, no permanent cost for the science. But you do get 1 more point. Alright, so I think I'll settle this. We have upkeep of 2, so this costs us 3 money to do at the end of the year. But now, you know, we get this income here. Get this connection over there to... Oh, we got this choice again. You might want to make more science then. I mean, this is a way to get science. It's an expensive way, but it works. Right, let's go ahead and make some food for you. I don't know what to do with all these humans. You might have to think of something for them to do. I might need to relay them out later. This just seems like such a good idea, though. Yeah, would you look at that, right? Now what we could do is this, right, to make the water. Alternatively, like we have mineralized at this point. I think I might want to just not build this. It's kind of a waste of freeze-resistant bots, but I don't think I want this to be a freeze-resistant bot. And the option's there, right? I guess having the option to do so is valuable enough. The idea would be, I think, to make energy here. We'd be able to get both of these upgraded too. And maybe here as well. Although I'd need extra input first to make it work. It's always a tricky challenge. Alright, let's see what's over here. So how will mineralize help it? Because we can turn it into a geothermal plant. And then make more energy. And the energy will increase the production as well. It will count instead of water. And we'd maybe be able to use that production in a lab of some sort. I know this is just like sort of, I mean, it could also just make water. But then, you know, this thing needs a person. Although we'd still need the person and the water. I was trying to get both of these missions at the same time. We can't connect this there, of course. Does this change anything here? Not really, does it? I'd love to make 3 ores and then science it. I don't know if you can. Mineralize will help to some extent. Wasn't there extreme miniaturization available somewhere? Like that might make me change some things up. Because the availability of additional chips might change some things. In certain places, right? Like here, for example, it would be nice to have some additional chips. But we'd be able to get that tech. Oh, we would, but we cut into the time though. I could also make a geothermal plant here. That wouldn't count towards the Bakar mission, but it would count towards making this whole area work. I don't really know what to do with all the extra stuff, but it would work. The idea of energy-driven industry, producing lots of things. We'd even be able to make more robots and chips over here as well. Like there's quite an argument to just make a lab as well, right? Out of some of that. You could make a robot lab or a chip lab in either of those places. You're at 6% though. I need to solve you before next year. Perhaps this is the area I want to do first. Would require geothermals first then. No, it doesn't. I can just do that, and that's good enough for now. Income goes up by 2 because I'm no longer struggling. And, you know, this connection's too long, so you don't have to bother. Habitat. More humans. Not really what we want here, I think. How are we going to use all of this stuff? Yeah, there's energy there. Microchips needed, right? I mean, that could be done with this in a sort of convoluted way. And if I mineralize this ice ball, then that can be a connection. And then this is a connection too. I would rather make like a geothermal plant on it though, because that would increase its production once we get energy-driven industry. Doesn't look like we have the ability to though. A bit unfortunate, isn't it? Let's have a look at these. Like, I really would like another ore. It doesn't seem like we're getting any. This is neat though, because it means that we don't have to particularly make this into water. Because I can do this instead. Making water. This, like, I guess water can also become energy later. Well, it's expensive as a tech. Huh. So many things, right? Well, in any case, I think the next thing to do would be to... I think this one. So many options. Yeah, we can sort of... Yeah, you can't see the perspective, but you can see it from the ring, right? The yellow rings, those are prosperous. I don't know. Oh, this is also neat. You can see what they still need. It takes, but you know, this view is kind of not really what I want, because I'd like to see what they are using and sending. Let's see, happiness. That's also neat. You can see which ones are at -7, which is none of them so far. This one's -4, but that's mostly because of unemployment. This is standard. Well, you can see the rings, yeah. You can see what the things are with that. I don't know, I think the standard view is fine. I should probably take a look at the happiness once in a while, though. There's a good view. You can see, you can sort of pay attention to. Send a probe F. Okay, neat. It's the hotkey for it now. Well, anyway, that's available to make biomatter for this thing. Although it needs another output as well. I guess this is another output. I'm just trying to make this prosperous, but I don't think that's really what we want to do. Can I get mineral seeding? Well, we would get to the next tier, right? If I get this, that's the annoying part, right? I can't get all the text if I go with energy-driven industry first, because we got this freeze-resistant bot, so I maybe shouldn't have gotten it at all. Like, in hindsight, right? Because I would be able to get energy-driven industry now, and that would unlock the additional bot, which would unlock the additional science. I would love to make some more science right now, mostly because of trying to get to October before I go to 24, which reduces the income significantly. I'm trying to figure out if there's a location that allows me to do so. And I could research some robots over here, right? I'd also send one of the robots in there. Is this... Oh, this can be done, actually. Right, I could make the robots, could send them in here, make the colony. The other robot, I mean, I guess we could send it in there, but then, you know, you don't get the ability to make the lab work. We got 3 science out of it. Not the biggest of labs, but I might be able to make it better later on if we make enough room to leave teleporters, but it's going to be very tight in here. I don't... Yeah. Oh, wait. We don't even have the space. I remember, like, we couldn't fit it in here at the start, so this whole idea just doesn't, never mind. It doesn't work. This does work. Right. There's enough space there. It's just unfortunate that we can't get this upgraded energy-driven industry in time to make it really good. There's also this connection. We can't only do 2 of these 3 tanks, which is sort of like, I like all of them. All of them are good! Right. You can't get all of them. That's the tricky part. I think science first though. Let's try to get, which just costs 9, yeah. I could pre-build that, I suppose, right? Spend some time on things. I think I still want the bots here. And send one of the bots as well. And then, you know, the remaining time would be some scans, I suppose, to get to October. I'll get this one as well. Maybe over here. Don't really think I'm going to build in that direction. Maybe in this direction I'm going to build, but then I need to coal mines first. We'll just send this out to make some money and at the same time get to October, so that I don't have to take too much of a penalty by... I think I'm going to integrate these two. They'll have quite a few connections. Right. And then... and that seems quite nice. Like everything's suddenly interconnected here. Seems like the way to go, really. And then I suppose we should be starting to make some science now. Some more. If I take the mineral seeding and the geothermals right as our tax, now we'd be able to get energy-driven industry now, without not having to take both. January gives us a 78. I wanted to make water over here. Get us halfway done with both quests at the same time. Now, mineral seed here in order to make extra ore. The unfortunate part is not having energy for this one, right? This does allow that connection at the very least. That fixes some things. And this one as well. And everything sort of, you know, nicely. Nobody's struggling anymore. Except this one. Not really sure how we fix that one. Because there's no ability to get wave augmentation, which would have been the way to do it, but I sort of researched a tech I shouldn't have done, which is resistant bolts, which kind of turned out to be not so very useful. Also just observing here, but no, we can't afford it. Okay, it's like looking into, like, can we do some science here perhaps? So that would use up one of the humans. I will do it this year, right? Now we only have one human left. If we get a good in here, then it will automatically become successful, which should make a bunch of these things start to become prosperous, I would imagine. Because, yeah, they just need partners. And this one as well. So we make it good here, then it will become prosperous, just like that. And it'll make more stuff, right? And we can send that into more places. That's sort of the whole thing we're trying to do. Now how about trying to make another ore planet successful, right? That could be this one, but it needs an output. Which that's not an ore output. There is the ability to unlock microforges for that, which will lead to having ore outputs for everyone. I could also make energy here, but this connection's too long. If we could use the chip reliably, then it'd be okay. There's no real place to make, or we could lab. I suppose you could lab this one, right? To make it no longer. But it's only going to ever become a single ore. I guess with something like teleporters, we could teleport in some more. But it's only ever going to get a single ore input. Not that that's super bad, but it's only going to be one science, and it's going to have an upkeep of 13, effectively. It will hurt quite a bit, especially if we go over 32, which might be necessary to actually get there. Like, I'm not so sure I want to do that one. I would love to do this one, for example, right? This one would be super easy to get the successful and would complete both missions. All I'd need to do is find myself an infraway from a ruin, and then we'd be there. And those kind of pair, right? What if this one is it, right? We just found that. Wait, does this? Huh, that does solve some things. Like, I want to solve this as well, because it's already at -5, so... What if I did this? Can send in the... so, how's this going to work? Oh, what we're doing is delaying it a bit, but... These are also remnants, right? So, if we can make them work... I've only... And we need this chip in there, right? It's... This one wants a human. I mean, they both want a human, right? Which one? Maybe neither. That's the right answer. You can turn energy into more energy, but it doesn't make any money whatsoever. Wait, that does... Does that do the trick? I think it might. It's convoluted, but it does do the trick. There's now... Right, that one's available too. Although both worlds that are actually producing the things we want are needing water. Right, we made a bunch of successful plants, and it does make quite a bit of money, I would imagine, if I look at this. Yeah, most of them making 4 or 8 money. 16 over there. Well, anyway, we want to take energy-driven industry, because that makes 2 science, just out of nowhere. But both of these want water. There's none here. But this does sort of like fix everything up here. We do get 77 income. And we do get to October, right, as we expand beyond 30. So that's neat, I suppose. Can't I just... Why not over here? Can't we just sort of solve things over here, maybe? Like, this is another ore planet that would become successful. It would give us the Bakar perk. I just made another multi-purpose factory here. then it's quite likely we'll be able to use it to make some energy or some food or some other thing. And then, you know, that would give us 60 money. Which is actually quite nice to have right now. Yeah, I have 9 science. It's not quite a lot of science, is it? I don't think we will get all these like late game tax as the thing. There's also getting another remnant is successful. Don't really know which one. Is this right? But so a fair few places where we could maybe make science out of some bots, but you know we have no income, so. Ah, yes. Oh really? There is no way of using this? Well, no, not entirely. There is a way of using it, but I don't know how useful that is. We can make a mineral world out of this and just turn it into an energy planet. But you know, these are only useful if they're actually near other things, because otherwise they don't do all that much. We can turn that into a mineral as well if I want to, just for regular minerals. That makes 43. Still got tech available. Oh, I want this though. Flexible fabrication, sort of like the ideal tech to get. People as robots. I don't think we have the science to do that, but I do want this energy. Because that does help a lot. We got like a huge amount of humans. There's a thing. Maybe with 2 humans it's okay to build this ore lab. Anyway. It's only 46, right? I'm sort of scared of running out of money. So I'm sort of hesitant to build any more labs right now. There's definitely a few places for them. But we want to make quite a bit of money in order to, well, this, right? Salted. Flexible fabrication. Will that allow me to make some remnant world successful, actually? So there might be a remnant world that is outputting, that hasn't bought. Like this one, but it's already successful, right? This could make a robot. There's a robot here as well. We could do a robot lab. There's a robot here too. This one could, you know, connect in there. There's one here that could go both ways, actually. Probably this one goes in both ways though. And this one sends it in here. Like, I want the money, basically, right? Because if we can get flexible fabrication going, then everything sort of solves itself like that. This one can go in here as well. Like lots of places we could flex. Just everything can be flexible fabrications, right? If I just want to make money, I think the Gaia world's the best option, as it can use 2 humans in there. That does work. The necessary robot though isn't available to farm. This one lacking energy is really hurting, right? If it did have energy, we could make the wetland farm work. And then we could make the earth-like work as well. But we can't. There's also no ocean or anything to two-way trade with this. That would be sort of ideal too. What else is available? Like another... Can't get that remnant, right? The remnant is the hard part. Because that's way too long. I think it's slipstream relay for it, I suppose, but... Is that what I want to do, just to complete a single mission? I don't see it. I think I want this, because it's going to be so amazing that it's going to be worth... I think this is the first location where we want it. Yeah, look at that. This is what I was saying with like we can make lots of production. That indeed is the production. I mean that... Like there's going to be lots of prosperous plants because of that. But not the mission that we're doing, that's the thing. Can I maybe make ore instead? There's not two ways to send it to. This one's sort of stuck being what it is. We do have some money to make some science now, so there's an argument to be made to look into that as well. Can I can make some goods in various places still, too. Like over here. I might imagine that these plants are making quite a lot of money. 15 over there. 30 over here. As a money maker, right? $30 money out of a single planet. That's quite nice. No good way of sending robots into a lab, though. Everything's sort of... Yeah. $81 income. Not quite enough to make everything tick as well. I could two-way trade here, too. But to what end, right? I'd like to complete the mission somehow. So there is 8 science in that mission to be had as well. I wouldn't know how to get it. Right? But then, how do we get the bot? That is the issue. How do we get the robot? We got a Forgeworld here, then, you know, that's solved. It's quite easy. It has like 3 more colonizations as well. And I should be taking a good look at the timer as well. There's this one as well, right? And doesn't that make some science? And isn't that cheaper? I guess so. Well, that's still fairly expensive because how expensive Slipways are starting to get. 28 for that one. Oh, there's your... Alright, I think we got the answer. I just got to grab some money. I can still do one more goods plant, so we'll do this one. Alright, let's make another prosperous world here. You cannot use energy in labs, but this is the energy run. Alright, solar farm over here, which makes 2 energy. Food can come from there, so we don't need to use energy for it. Although, no, it's out of range. Maybe we do use energy then. But can you send energy in here, actually? Oh, you can! That's neat. Wish I'd known that. Well, that's a neat trick. Well, now know. Ancient habitats can take energy. Suddenly 5 science. Wish I'd known that like 10 years ago. Could have had like 30 more science. Well, you learn something every day, right? That's neat. Okay. So, how do I get this? I think one way to do it would be to send the energy in here. Although, then it wouldn't have water, right? I think we'll want to use the energy as water. But there's no... is there? That's out of range. I'm looking for a way to make it good so we can make it a person in there. Still not quite... does that do it? Yeah, that does the trick. Oh, we go to 40 planets though. It's exactly one too many. I don't think there's any way helping it though. Right, why are you... Oh, because of energy availability, right. Although I shouldn't do that because otherwise it won't work. Yeah. Right, so if I repurpose you, then we get this cycle. And then there. Remnant is successful. Alright. A lab studying water and get it to 6. Yeah, I don't think so. We don't have money. What about this? It's far away. Can we get 8 robots? I think that might be possible just by upgrading some of these. I'll try for this one. I don't think I'll do any of the other ones though. We also have skill download, by the way, so we can make this even more crazy. Like I can, if I skill downloaded this thing, right, it would, I mean it's already repurposed, right, so it wouldn't do anything, but you know, that's sort of another way to... I think we'll probably want to go for manufactured luxury though. I would imagine that's the best idea. I wouldn't really know what to do with all the humans though. I have a way to send out all these extra humans somewhere? In labs, right? There's little ways to send them. We have lots of unemployment. There's this. Tons of robots everywhere too. Use robots as people. What is that going to do? Hold on a second. What is... We have loads of robots everywhere. That makes lots of money. Will we still be able to get manufactured luxury? I think we do. Ship the whole planet away. We export 7 resources from a single planet. Yeah, basically. So, like, how much money is this thing making now? Like, stupid amounts? Yeah, 35. Yeah, 5 times 7, right? Up the normal mode, please. 5 by 7. I don't think that's too bad, using robots as humans. I also get this one available too. There we go, 5 science. What happens if we research robots? I don't know. Something. Something will happen. Can we research robots with other robots? Let's find out. I think I want to know this. This is sort of like a neat little trick. So, no, you cannot. It's not clever enough to, you know what you want, so I guess it makes sense. Also, you still have 85 like this, so that's okay. Since we're going to have to make lots of robots, maybe we just sort of like do it anyway. Make some robots here. So our mission is to make robots, right? Now those robots can be used as humans, so although that wasn't really all that useful to do that with. There's also this one missing happiness, which is slightly out of range. There's also still some goods to be had in some locations, right? Like this one, for example. And also this robot can be sent somewhere. And that's 6 more income because it's prosperous. Sure. We'd have to use some asteroids to get some money. This one seems okay. But yeah, we have 100 income now. So I don't think there's enough time to do another lab though. But there is enough time to get manufactured luxury, which is really all I really want. There we go, this one becomes prosperous as well. And just in time too. What do we do with all the robots in the world? I don't know. Send them into a lab, I suppose. Does that count? Still got 83 income. Does that make a difference? That's the real question, right? It makes 54 plus 25 science? It really doesn't make any difference, right? Like, we wouldn't be able to get teleporters and this anyway. Even if I did this. So I don't know if it's a good choice. In that sort of sense. Like, the thing we would need is we would need to get... If we got a discount, would that matter? 54, 79. These would both be 45, so we would need 90. We need to find ourselves 11 more science points. I should have known about this. I would have done this as well, right? You can make science out of energy in these little 4-bar ruins. You even get an additional one, right? Lots of humans doesn't work there because you already sent a human. Oh, we could send a bot in here. And a chip. Sure. Now this is also making some more money. Could make goods as well. Well, that's out of range. Having lots of outputs of things is nice. There's also this available. I'd have to sort of like use some asteroids here to get some money to keep going. Almost making no money whatsoever though. I mean, you're in range of this. Is that a good idea though? Because you could be mechanized harvest, which that would form 2-way trays. There's like no other way to get a human in there though. Which if we're going for, you know, I built this science now, so we're going for it, but if we want to be going for a science lab like this, then I mean, you know, we could make energy, right? That's the crazy thing. How much would it do? I mean, it would use 2 resources. Which energy-driven industry actually also gave income like it used to. The perk used to give that. Well, we just get increase of production. Still neat. So can't we use robots as humans? So won't that work? Yeah, it would, right? So can't we just do this and then do that? Yeah, robots are human. There we go. Quantum computing. Yeah, I would have loved that like 15 years ago, but right now it's not useful. It's 2 more energy, but I don't think so. Can make an additional robot like this. That's okay. Also, one thing we can do is we can trade remnants into other remnants to make more robots too. There's lots of ways for us to make robots, basically. We're getting at. Also, you know, we can do repurposing on various bases to make robots. Like over here seems fine. Where would I send it? That's a good question. Over there. There we go. This one's now prosperous. Because it got another neighbor, right? It's missing a neighbor. And increasing our trade income like this will increase this further. It's now 66. 5 out of 8. So yeah, we'll definitely get that robot quest done. My main issue is can we get more of the science stuff? We have 54 and 45, right? So if I can get the robot quest done, we can actually get there. Can we? No, we only have 2 years remaining. 45 and 36. We're missing 9 science still. We can go look for it. I mean, if we find a ruin with science, then, you know, there you go. And the Vittoria are available, so ruins with science are a thing. This, right, is available too. to make... I don't know what to do with all this stuff. That's sort of a recurring theme. I didn't know what to do with all this stuff. Like, why would I need it? Okay. That's... If I send in more robots, it's, you know, this is like 1 science per time. I send in something. 2 science points, right? Like, we're looking for 9, so this would make 2 out of the 9. Really enough. 66. Like, ugh, I wish I'd known about this, right? That 30 extra science would have come in so handy to get the tier 3 techs. That doesn't fit, right? This does, though. Wait, I've forgotten about this. We could have gotten this connection. It's very cheap. A robot's a human. This is quite the hard, the hard run, though. Like, there's so many things to remember. Robots are humans. Oh yes, that's true, I guess. So that works. And that's 2 points. Still 7 to go, though. So... can we find some of that 7? Maybe in this direction? Let's find some ruins, right? There's one. I wouldn't really know how to explore it. I guess it's like another Earth-like or something. Maybe this one? Because it will two-way trade. Also... I think we'll grab the 69. So we get the money first and then be able to afford the Slipway connection. This didn't actually make us any, right? Right. No. Well, not too bad though, because these are robots. That'll allow me to make loads of food, I suppose. So, you know, there's a thing we can do there. Wait, robots. Yes, robots, please. 7 out of 8. Can we do it? One more robot. Good question. One more robot. Where? Where are the robots? Is there not, like, anything we can flexibly fabricate? Like, maybe this one. Like, if I connect another... Well, yeah, there we go. Wait, why did just putting on the flexible fabrication do that? Does it, like, trigger off the chips as well? Like, what are we making here? Yeah, it does. Oh, because it drives... It, like... That's neat. Repurposing actually counts double. That's kind of crazy. 10 or more plants prosperous. So this is our 10th prosperous. Nice. 29. Yeah, look at that. Look at all the stuff that's being made. Okay, so this gives us manufactured luxury, which suddenly... How much stuff was this producing? It's like 5 robots, 2 goods, 4 chips, and 3 of this. So it's even more than I thought it would be. 4, 9, 11, 14. Well. Oh, don't do that. Also, I do have tasks to make things prosper. Something, 10 more robots, 5 more energy, a lab. I'll decline all these tasks. Don't want anything to do with those. We can make lots of happiness with this stuff, right? This one over there, and this one we can send over here, making this prosperous. We can send one more over there, making that prosperous. We got like 200 income for the last year, which is neat. This one needs another import or export, so that'll do. More prosperous. We're still lacking a few points though with the science, aren't we? Like 5 points. 5 more points of science. Are we wishing to explore for that, or should I just sort of connect more things in? There's also lots of unemployment, but I can't really help that. I could connect this to solve this planet, right? But that would cause even more unemployment, so perhaps I do this instead. The agro world. And then the necessary... I mean, that doesn't do anything, right? So I shouldn't do it. Yeah. I would love to find like a ruin somewhere. And that made a little money, not a whole lot. 3. Gave us the money back. We can make energy there. And for whatever reason, this is available. It will connect, it will upgrade. Because all it needs is a biomatter and then it will become prosperous. So, you know, we can make it prosperous and successful like that. What do I do with the other energy? I don't know. Maybe make more humans, but that would actually be actively bad because we get more unemployment. Everyone's unemployed. I'm unemployed. The thingamabob. Make more stuff. Yeah, make less stuff. Really? Short on science, right? That's sort of the thing here. We got a little more, but I don't think we could have afforded more. There's also this. -6%. I might want to look into solving that. I'd imagine it's worth doing. So yeah, what's the last thing we do, right? Do we try to look for the thing? Because if we can get some teleporters, what could we do with some teleporters? Like we could solve unemployment and at the same time solve prosperous planets, right? This just needs an export, for example, right? This one wouldn't be enough with just that. Although, you know, if we click repurposing on it, maybe. Right? So, you know, we could do that and get 2 prosperous planets, for example. So, you know, it's quite worth the effort to try. Maybe try over here. We could maybe hit 2 birds with 1 stone if I... Nope. Okay, well, that's not worth it then. Like, the idea would be to somehow get access to a little bit more things. One other thing we could do is skill up facilities. That allows us to make more energy in certain places. Now we are capable to afford those because those are cheaper. It's a cheaper tech than teleporters. I think we'll go with those. We don't need no like movement tech. Okay, well, we're not able to afford anything then, so I think we'll go with that. Skill download. So that allows me to build skill up facilities on solar farms, on energy plants to make more energy. And that allows me to, you know, take care of this problem. Which gives us 5% happiness. Yes, we make even more unemployment, but you know, that's just going to be that's just going to be the thing of this empire. Everyone's unemployed here. We can get another skill up facility over here and make this one prosperous with that. So we can sort of like get, you know, half the benefit by having those 2. I think I want to build this colony. I can sort of make a prosperous world out of it. Connect you in there as well. You're already repurposed, so we can't get skill up for you. I can send out a human, but that doesn't do anything. So this makes another prosperous world, so that's fine. Is it? It doesn't make any happiness because of all the unemployment we're generating. That's the best we can do. Yeah, having that 30 extra science would have been amazing, right? We would have had teleporters plus what we have now. wouldn't have had to go to 44 planets. It's still quite delayed. This is sort of the brute force method, right? Just build lots of production. Can we do something here? We had more energy here, around here. For example, could I perhaps use the energy as water? But then, you know, what for? I mean, this one would become successful, I would imagine, if I did that. That could become prosperous then, I would imagine. If I... can I? No. This... You cannot send 2 energy out of the same source, but you can send 2 energy out of 2 different sources. So this one could send an extra energy, I think, left here? No, it's already sending it there. I guess I could send it here then, right? Yeah, I could. Right? That would pop successful there, but I don't know if that's... I mean, it only costs 25, right? We should have gotten the Bakar mission for energy, right? Because I think we'd get there. Well, I mean, didn't know I wanted to do this, right? That's obstructed. I knew that. I should have known that. At some point. Building lots of energy everywhere. You're just going ham with the production, right? This one is a large ham. I think I'll build a solar farm here, actually. And then I can... watch this, right? Boom! Suddenly, stuff! What do I do with all this stuff? I don't know. I don't know. Whoa! Also stuff. We can't get repurposing, unfortunately. Because I can't afford it. We ran out of money. Maybe we can afford it with some asteroid shenanigans. 15. 166. 25. 31. And repurpose. Gives us a good, makes you prosperous as well. That does make 2 happiness, right? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these worlds with a humongous amount of production. And I would imagine that some of them make stupid amounts of money as well. Yeah, 45 over here. Another thing this really needs as well, probably some infraways or something, right? Then we would really get to the maximum amount. Still, the production run was a success. Yeah, our teleporters, right? So if you were to play this map and you were to know, you know, how to play, what I would probably do is rush down here and then grab this. The idea would be, if you grab this 4-bear rune over there, you get access to quantum computing, and then we would be able to use quantum computing. Not get freeze resist bots, but get these 3, quantum computing upgrade, and then all of this tech, plus, you know, probably a couple more. And that would be a way to probably get, I don't know, 60, 70,000 points on this map. But, you know, you can't know that beforehand, that that's available. It's like somewhere randomly in a corner far away from your starting position. That's something we did quite well for the late game. Let's change the normal view, and we don't have any more money, so... Is there something we could do to get some points? Population focus, right? So, I mean, we did make lots of population, right? Like, population focus, yeah, we kind of did do that. We made lots of humans. Most of them are unemployed, but, you know, we do get those 50 points, or what is it, 80 points for population, quite a lot. And I don't think there's anything else we can do. I mean, we could colonize an Earth-like or something, right? I don't think that's worth it. It's 160 points. when, yeah, the base points are too high. We also didn't do a lot of missions. So there's another thing we could probably do better, right? We got stuck with those 2 missions which make Forgeworlds successful. But the Vittori mission was again in a science thing that we couldn't afford, so... right. Oh no, one of them was the Vittori mission. Alright. We did a run without the skip to next year. Yeah. And we got 24,000 points. 24,108. Not bad at all. The super high production run. Like for a run without bonus science things, that's quite good. And we got like, what is all the text we got? Yeah. We didn't end up using freeze resistant bots, which means it was kind of a wasted tech.